I'm very excited to have my next guest join us. Their debut EP, Panic from Dublin, comes out April 2nd. It's the guys of Queen's Pleasure. Guys, how are you?
Yeah, we're doing great.
Good.
We're
How about
ready.
you?
I'm doing well. Thanks so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. Now, when I first heard you guys, I got to say, I was in love with your music. I was like, who are these guys? I got to get to know them. And so, what is the background and history of the band? Who was the catalyst in bringing you guys together?
Well,
You're gonna talk about it or me?
maybe Saul should talk about it because it all started with Saul, the drummer.
Well, yeah,
Take it away.
I met Teun at a school called the DSOPM in Amsterdam, and it's kind of a vooropleiding.
Like the precursor to the conservatory.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, and we were like all formed in little bands and groups, and I met Teun there when I was 14 and he was 15, and we were going to cover a tune of Tame Impala, and yeah, that's just kind of indie music which you shouldn't play a blues solo over. And the first thing Teun did was playing a blues solo over Feels Like We Only Go Backwards from Tame Impala, and way too loud as well, and I loved it. So I said, let's start a band, and so we were looking for a singer and a bassist, and these two came in. So
Now,
carry on with the
Now,
story.
when I think blues, I think American blues. I think of all the classics. What type of music or background did you have?
I've been playing
Never
blues
played blues band.
since I can remember, and a great friend of mine showed me all these bands that not a lot of people know, like the Fabulous Thunderbirds, Magic Sam, the Paladins, and the Fabulous Thunderbirds had the brother of Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimmy Vaughan, and things like Freddie King, B.B. King, all the classics. So that's where the blues things comes from.
Right. And what were the characteristics that you were looking for when looking for a singer and a bassist to join the band? Because with you two, I'm sure you might have had some synergy.
Being available to rehearse on Saturday, that was all the requirements. We did.
That was our first requirement.
Not only that, but they formed a band together as Sal and Teun, and they put a ad or something in our group chat with a lot of people, and Jelmer and me saw that, and we kind of decided to join in because they said like, well, we love the Arctic Monkeys, and we're looking for some people that love the Arctic Monkeys too, and then we were like, well, let's just hop in and see from there, and it turned out to this.
And when you hear that, were you trying to be Alex Turner and trying to do his same type of style? What was your background in singing? Because I also understand you had a little experience in a reality show as well.
Yes, dude. Yes, dude.
Yeah, I did some reality. Yeah, I did some like the Voice Kids. I did when I was like 13 or something, and I mean this was like my first band or like band experience, and I think the Arctic Monkeys was a big influence to me at that time, but like other artists such like Bob Dylan and Elliott Smith I listened to, and then it's kind of weird to get in a rock band, but yeah, I mean I really liked it, and it was my first band experience, so it's like we'll see from there, and I mean it turned out pretty great, so I'm really happy to be in my first band and maybe my last, but we'll see.
It took a while for you to find your voice, because if you listen to our old demos, he doesn't have that British accent that he does now. He's just like a little pretty poppy singer over like a heavy rock, and now we're more together, you know.
So that's curious, because when you're first starting out as an artist, as a musician, you obviously want to emulate your heroes. So how did you eventually form and shape your own sound, taking those influences and not trying to sound too much like anybody else?
Yeah, I think when we first started to do gigs, I mean, my focus was always like too soft in the mix, so I always had to like sing really loud, and then it came kind of an edge to it, and I kind of got stuck around, and also my English was better, and I listened to a lot of like UK bands and kind of UK movies I really liked, and kind of that influence of the UK really inspired me to learn more about that, and it kind of grew into the thing where I'm singing it now, and I think it's really, I mean, for me, it's really pure and truthful, and yeah, it really came together with the band at one time, and I think it just stuck around with how we grew.
Your accent in the title track, Panic from Dublin, is very impressive. How long did that take to hone and craft and be able to emote almost as if you're an Irishman?
Yeah, I tried to even like put it down a notch because it was so English. I tried to be a bit more basic kind of English, but yeah, how it came about is just listening to UK music, and I mean UK YouTubers and UK movies and kind of that stuff, and uh, I mean, it's really fun to learn different accents, and I do it sometimes just for the laugh, and yeah, it's really cool. But it didn't came about like what I wanted to sound British, or I wanted to sound American, or I wanted to sound Irish. Just, I mean, came naturally with learning the English language and speaking it a lot. And we also have an English producer who I can like talk with about with like the accent and the lyrics, and that kind of really helps me as well. Our sound did like change quite a bit with like the new songs we recorded during Corona times, and we wrote during Corona times.
That's
So
true.
I think it kind of, yeah, it just as we said, it came kind of naturally, and it had grown over time. And yeah, before the pandemic, we had some. I mean, we had some great tunes, as Alexander was one of them. Um, but I think what we wrote in the Corona times, it's a bit it's a bit different, but I think it's better. Um, yeah, and it just came naturally, and we've grown into that, and I'm really, yeah, I'm really happy to release those on the album.
Yeah, I think we first wrote like all energetic songs for like live, and now we can't play live anymore. So it's like we don't even know how it is anymore. It's like been a year or something to really play for like a full, yeah, for like people crowded. So now we write a bit more like, yeah, I think we just don't know how to play live anymore. Our songs are just changed because of that. And so maybe a live performance as well, but I don't know yet. So yeah, it was all about the energy, and yeah, just feeling the energy, and maybe it's changed now. I'm not sure.
Might sound very, very, very weird, but I think this lockdown pandemic stuff actually made us make a way better record, way better. I think it's a nice representation of where we are now as a band for this debut album, which I think is just a privilege to have in your first album. I think that's
True.
it's great.
I did not know an album was coming out. What can you share with us right now?
Yeah. We have a new tune, and we don't have a title for it yet because yeah, I'm not really good at titles. But yeah, it's really about it just started with like a song about like a broken relationship, and kind of that, and I sing like it can happen to me, it can happen to you. Um, and I was like, well, this is more than a love song. It's more about like the times where we live in. And it's just really about like all the bad things and even the good things. They can happen to me, and they can even happen to you. So it comes really close to you, and comes really in your personal space. And especially with Corona and COVID, there's like family members or friends that who have COVID or are affected by it. So it came really close, and yeah, it turned out more than a love song.
Well, I appreciate you taking time for doing this. Like I said, I'm a big fan, and I can't wait for this EP to come out, the album to come out, and hopefully see you guys out here.
Cool. Thanks so much, man.
Yeah, thank you so much.